This is for all of you parents, grandparents, and even uncles and aunts out there. As of February 2025, Roblox has reported an average of 85.3 million daily active users. According to the company, their monthly player base includes half of all American children under the age of 16. A lot of folks seem to be unaware about the many scandals involving the online platform, especially those involving child predators and incidents involving child abuse or material. Within the last year, brave Roblox user Schlep and his team were able to put a total of 6 child predators behind bars by exposing their crimes while using the platform. Working with groups like EDP Watch and Predator Poachers, Schlep created decoy accounts posing as minors to engage suspected predators. Some operations resulted in plea bargains or lacked charges, but Schlep claims these actions helped raise the alarm.
This video isn't going to be your typical video. This video is actually a call for help, and I need everybody to share this video. The Roblox Corporation has sent a cease and desist letter to me, a 22-year-old, versus a multi-billion-dollar company, threats of litigation, because I catch predators on their platform. Within the last year, me and my team have gotten 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Almost all of them have admitted to doing this before to other Roblox users. Every account that I've owned on Roblox since I was 8 years old has been terminated. Accounts that we were actively talking to predators on have now been banned off of Roblox. What Roblox did could potentially stop some predators from facing real-life consequences. Not to mention that Roblox has made a very firm stance that I can no longer access the Roblox platform anymore, which I want to make clear at the start of this video. I will not be accessing Roblox in any capacity at this point further unless Roblox says otherwise. This is pretty heartbreaking to me because I've been playing Roblox since I was a little kid. I've loved this platform. I still do. I met my current girlfriend, who I've been dating for 3 years. I live with her. We first met all the way back in 2016 through Roblox. I love so much about this site, and that's why I'm so critical of it, because I want to see it do better. The stuff that they've sent me in the cease and desist letter is actually laughably hilarious. Roblox is actively claiming that I am hurting their players. Here's an email. I didn't ever plan on showcasing this in a video, but this is from a kid who is thanking me for getting someone he was groomed by arrested in real life. He said he recognized him from my video, and here's some cool fan art he made of me. Roblox is claiming that I'm engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations. What? So one of the fundamental bases of predator catching is that you cannot talk sexually to predators. Predators are supposed to be the ones talking sexually to you. If you talk sexually to predators, like straight off the get-go, that's entrapment. That is literally what entrapment is. We almost always play a naive kid who doesn't know anything about this stuff, so they teach us about this stuff. If you watch these videos, you know how the chats are going, and they're not even on Roblox. Most of the chat logs are on Discord, and they're accusing me of getting people off of platform onto different social media sites. I guess that's worth a cease and desist and an IP ban of every single account that I own. That's just crazy. I can't even fathom that. They also say sharing or soliciting personally identifiable information. I have no idea what they're referring to this. I would love to know what they're talking about. Are they referring to the fact that I give the information of the predators that we find to the police? Like, the people we're talking to are predators. Like, does Roblox understand that? I literally have no idea. If they thought something was genuinely wrong, they could have reached me out so easily. I think the most insulting thing is that they told me I'm not reporting people quick enough and I'm not reporting them through the right outlets. Tell me the right outlets. I have been trying to figure this out for like a year now. This here is Nepali Incel. This person actually made credible threats to the Las Vegas sphere in a Roblox game, and I saw this with my own 2 eyes. And the reason why it's a credible threat, it is because the FBI went ahead and arrested someone for making threats within that same game. I made a moderation ticket about it, and I even actually made a report to the FBI about this. Where is the cease and desist letter for him? Where is the IP ban for him? Are you gonna ban all of this dude's accounts? Probably not. But back to the predator catching stuff. stuff, this is literally how it goes. We go to roblox.com/support, submit a moderation ticket, and then fill out the prompt with all the information regarding our arrest and give you guys the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. And in a lot of instances, Roblox won't even ban after we reach out to them regarding felony arrests. What I typically have to do is report cases to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or go on the news to show gameplay of our decoys with the predators on Roblox. I've literally felt so lost at trying to get the attention of Roblox regarding these predators. I've created binders with all the chat logs, and I've sent it to their headquarters in San Mateo, California. This is the first time Roblox has ever directly reached me out. Instead of trying to say, hey, we want to work with you, or literally giving me a line to report these people, or simply saying, don't make these videos anymore, we're gonna ban you, Roblox just terminated every account I own and sent me this cease and desist letter. My account Maliboomer, a family-friendly sandbox gaming theme park channel that I've run since the pandemic. This is actually my first Roblox account. One of the hats that I wore on this avatar was actually something I got at a STEM event where I met Roblox administrators. That channel, it pays my rent. Roblox has made it clear that I'm banned from ever accessing the platform again, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to upload on that channel anymore. When I was a kid, I was groomed on Roblox by a popular developer. He manipulated me, he used power dynamics over me, and frequently exposed me to gore and not safe for work material and loads of other stuff that a kid should never see. It was so bad that I actually made an attempt. While I was in the hospital, my mom contacted Roblox. They brushed her off. That predator went on to groom more victims before Roblox finally banned him. Years later, by the way. Even after that, I stayed on the platform. I love the community, but as I ran Maliboomer, I kept spotting these predators, even in an innocent sandbox theme park game. Then I started Schlep, and the emails from victims got worse every single day. And that's when I started catching predators on Roblox. And that's when my fate got sealed on this platform. I've been very critical of Roblox's leadership and the refusal to act in a lot of instances. Last time I tweeted at Roblox's CEO, it was about a predator we had arrested. Roblox ignored it until Gideon and I made videos. Then they banned him, only for him to return. I sent proof of him talking about the video I made on him in a voice chat game on Roblox. Mind you, the same game, a 10-year-old was abducted through weeks from this taking place. I replied to one of the CEO's posts about this, and he blocked me. Roblox still allows games like Public Bathroom Simulator, where naked shower together. This has millions of plays, and Dollhouse Roleplay, which also has millions of plays, is tied to a extortion group that the FBI has made public warnings about. Roblox allows you to say the word lolly on their platform. You can put it as your name. Explain to me that, Roblox, a kid's game. Because now you have a whole community of lolicons and maps on your platform. I really hope people can see that Roblox is wanting to have a firmer stance against me, a person trying to get these Roblox predators arrested, than these predators we've gotten arrested. Some of them literally have been arrested for CP. Why aren't you sending these Roblox predators cease and desist? They deserve it. They actually tried to commit a crime.
Hey, what's up? So we're here with your Roblox developer, right?
Hello.
Yep. We're about to do the wipe on his phone. We're going to get rid of the child pornography on your phone, right? Okay. How many images do you think we have to get rid of on your phone?
About like 30 or 40.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly.
And what's the game coming out that you got on Roblox soon?
Undertale. Endless.
Hell yeah. We're gonna make this game successful.
Man, this is definitely some very scary times. I'm just trying to stop what happened to me when I was a kid from happening to other people, and now I'm facing threats of litigation from a multi-billion-dollar company. Since my career and revenue streams are on the line, I have a site. It's called schlep.tv. If you want to support my work and what we do and allow us to keep catching predators in the future, feel free to go ahead and support us over there. The most important thing we can all collectively do right now is share what is going on with Roblox. Tell your parents, tell your congressman, tell a journalist if you know one. And if any of them are interested, I'm more than willing to share my story, even to the people at Roblox. Even after all this, I am just trying to make a difference and help. I'm trying to stop what happened to me as a kid to happen to future kids. How can you see that as a bad thing? I genuinely can't comprehend it. One final word I'm ending this off on, to Roblox. I have no plans of revisiting the platform. I will not be making a new account. I will not be going back on the site.
On August 9, 2025, Roblox permanently banned Schlepp's accounts and issued a cease and desist letter, citing violations such as staging child endangerment chats, sharing personally identifiable information, bypassing moderation, and impersonating minors. The company framed this as violations of its vigilante group's policy meant to maintain safety protocols. Roblox asserts that actions like schleps can endanger users, circumvent official moderation, and could compromise law enforcement investigations. They emphasize that suspicious behavior should be reported through official channels, not public sting operations. Their priorities are clear and even more egregious as Schlep is the online alias for Michael, a 22-year-old YouTuber based in Texas. Schlepp's advocacy is deeply personal. Between ages 12 and 15, he was groomed on Roblox by a developer who was officially contracted and promoted by the company. Although his mother reported the abuse, Roblox did not act until legal pressure was applied. Today, at least 6 states, Louisiana, Georgia, Michigan, Missouri, North Carolina, and Texas, have active lawsuits filed against Roblox regarding child exploitation issues. California is involved via related legal action, and Florida is conducting a formal investigation but has not yet filed a lawsuit. Despite the backlash across social media that led to demands for CEO David Baszucki's resignation, there have not been real-life consequences for the company. The verdict is clear. Roblox's protection of predators and enabling of predatory behavior is the worst example of corporate greed available to us, where children are sacrificed for the sake of money. That's the best case scenario. In the worst case scenario, well, they probably have bigger things to hide. Needless to say, a massive boycott would do the trick, but we fear some parents will never know of any of this, or what's worse, care to know. Children should not be on social media, period. Please share this with every single parent you know.
Shortly after, Austin was arrested and taken to Macon County Jail. This here is his mugshot, and they placed charges against him. A court will ultimately decide whether he's found guilty or innocent. This is now the 6th person we've gotten arrested within the Roblox community. Now, since Roblox loves to advertise how safe their platform is, you might be interested in what their response was. Shortly after the arrest, we forwarded all the information to Roblox. Every chat log, every call, every gameplay. They sent us an email back telling us they recommend we disable chat and block him. As of this moment, he has not been terminated. This is his Roblox account on the platform right now. Shortly after his arrest took place, I'm assuming he bailed out because he unadded our decoy on Roblox. This video alone dismantles a billion-dollar lie, one sold to parents, investors, and every user on the platform. The lie is that Roblox is a safe platform, that somewhere there is someone making sure dangerous people don't slip through the cracks. But if that were true, this video wouldn't exist. This person would have gotten banned well before it ever got this far. So why did Roblox do nothing, even after he got charged with a felony? Why does Roblox have fewer moderators per user than any other social media site? Why is Roblox more focused on adding dating features and fixing a platform overrun by predators? Why did the CEO block me after I asked him to ban a predator that I got arrested in real life? The answer is simple. Roblox isn't failing at moderation. They built it and designed it to operate this way. A system designed for maximum profit and minimum responsibility, where plausible deniability is a real safety policy and PR is cheaper than actual prevention. Honestly, it sucks because there's not really much we can actually do about it. I can keep making these videos, getting these guys arrested, but this is one guy. There's so many just like him out there. There is one very important thing you and I can do to stop this. Let's say you're at a family dinner, or you're just hanging out with friends. Someone mentions Roblox. Instead of talking about a game you played, or some experience you had, maybe tell them about this video you saw. A video where you saw someone drive what would have been 12 hours to try to meet up with someone he met within the community, got arrested, and when Roblox was presented with it, they didn't act. Maybe if you have some younger people in your life, let their parents know of the dangers going on. Word of mouth is really the only way to solve an issue like this, and no amount of PR can ever fix it. The ball is in your court. This is how we make a difference together.
The United States Department of Justice has released the redacted audios and transcripts of their interview with convicted human trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell and Israeli handler for Jeffrey Epstein. The Roman bread and circus continues as Donald Trump's supporters claim this vindicates the president of any wrongdoing, as if the witness in question is reliable, immune to bribery, as she may have been offered a pardon in exchange for her cooperation. First of all, the narrative that this was a leftist plot and only liberals have been demanding answers in regards to the Epstein files is a spin being pushed by the most loyal MAGA talking heads. The aim is clear: to further divide the conservative movement and push aside those of us who will continue to demand answers about the blatant cover-up of the Epstein files. It is not even a matter of debate by now. It's a sad reality.
I'm going to ask everybody to put their name on the record, of course.
Good morning. My name is Assistant Special Agent in Charge Spencer Horn of FBI New York. Today we're doing a proffer of Ms. Maxwell. The date is July 24th, and the time is 10:12 a.m. This interview is being recorded.
While we're just, with respect to your father, there have been multiple questions about whether he worked for any intelligence agency. Do you have any knowledge about that?
I think, well, certainly my father had a background in intelligence because he was, I believe he did in the Second World War. He was a British intelligence officer. I think that my sort of belief is that once you've been an intelligence officer, you're kind of always, it doesn't mean that you're formally employed. So I don't think my dad in any formal sense was employed by any agency, but when you are a very significant businessman and politician, as my father was, you meet with people all the time and you, I guess, trade business or ideas. I think if that would fall under that definition, that's how I would think of it. Now, he certainly, I have no formal knowledge of anything specifically that he did in that thing, but if you're asking me if I thought that he did help people, the answer would be yes, I do.
Did your father and Mr. Epstein have a business relationship over the years? I know we're maybe jumping around a little bit.
They never met. So
as far as you know, they never even met?
No,
you know they never met?
I know they never met.
Okay. Well, how do you know they never met?
Thank you. Just categorically, no, they never met. Well, because after, in 1991, before my father died, he asked me if I'd met anybody interesting or whatever, because I was still trying not to be sucked back into the family business. And I told him that I had met Mr. Epstein, and the reason why I shared that I'd met Mr. Epstein because I believed at that time that Epstein worked for Bear Stearns, and Bear Stearns was one of our banks.
How about Leon Black?
Oh, I did meet Leon. I do know Leon.
When do you remember, and again, I know we're talking about a very long time ago, but do you remember approximately when you met him?
I could have met Leon, not really. So I might have met him, nothing to do, because Leon Black is very good friends with other friends of mine. I would have met him, when I say socially, I might have met him. How Leon and Epstein became really good friends, I'm not sure.
But not through you, as far as you recall?
Not through me, as far as I know, no. In fact, I'm sure that's not through me.
Do you know what kind of work Mr. Epstein was doing for Mr. Black over the years?
Same as what he did for Wexner.
So, we just talked about two individuals, and again, I know we're talking about maybe a 15-year time period or even longer. How many clients like that did Mr. Epstein have?
Well, why don't I just give you the names that I remember? And that's,
say it again?
Why won't I just give you the names?
Yes.
Do you want the names?
No, sure, go ahead.
Elizabeth Johnson, Johnson & Johnson.
When did, as far as you know, when did the relationship between Ms. Johnson and Mr. Epstein start?
90s. 90. I 95, 96.
So during the
90s.
time period.
Yes, we're talking 90s. We're talking
The
when I
90s.
was there, when I was
And
around.
how did their relationship start?
I don't know how he became that friendly, why he ended up managing her money. I wasn't there. This notion that he blackmailed men, we don't really have to go there, that he wasn't a businessman and that everything he did was a fraud or a funk or whatever. I don't believe that to be true.
Why?
Sorry?
Why do you? So you say you don't believe it to be true, but show me why you think that.
Okay.
Just from I know you've been talking about it, that he was very conscientious. He was very good at math. He paid a lot of attention to his clients. But yes, you're right. There's allegations of blackmail, or also that there was some level of fraud involved in what he did, and you don't believe it. Why do you say that?
Well, let me rephrase that. If there was fraud, I never saw it. What I saw or what I felt when I ran that office. I was responsible for the staff. People worked. There were lawyers. There were accountants. I never heard him. I never felt anything. I don't know, icky. I built those houses, many of them. I decorated those houses. I put the electricians in for the wiring. I never wired nor saw a single house that had any type of inappropriate, let's say, video surveillance, and I'll define that for you. Inappropriate surveillance would mean in a bathroom, in a bedroom, in any private area of a home.
In a room where there were massages given.
Inappropriate. I would define appropriate surveillance to be the front door of a house, or potentially, as in 71st Street, the physical plant. Subject of the question that you're asking me, I believe started in the 2000s.
So in the 2000 time period.
Yes, 2000.
Why do you think
2000.
like what in your mind makes you think that that's the time that it started?
I think because in December of 2001 he met, and I think was responsible for that in its entirety. And the reason I believe that, she was a self-confessed, having been sexually abused as a young girl, and was trained, her words I'm quoting now, not mine, in all the arts of whatever that is, a sex program, by a man called Ron Eppinger, who was her pimp from when she was 14, I believe, or 15, I don't know. And in her book describes him training her to be what every man wants in all its manners, fellatio and everything else. I believe that then what happened was that he met her, and she came as a masseuse to his house in December of 2001 is when I think it started. Now, what their relationship was and what happened with them in that early period of time, I cannot say. What I can say is that he liked her and she started to travel with him at that time period. I know then what happened was that when she first started to see him, or first came into his orbit as his masseuse or whatever, she was engaged to be married and wearing an engagement ring and was living with her fiancé. She broke up after a few months with her fiancé and took up with the local drug dealer. So let's say after 4 or 5 months in the time period when she was seeing Epstein, let's say we're now May, June of 2002, or is it 2000? From whenever she hits the, whatever that is, if that's 2000, I think it's 2000, I'm sorry. I think it's when she met him, December of 2000. So then you go through, I don't remember, you'll have to look.
Okay. I'm not holding you to exact dates.
No, I mean, I'm
I'm
just
not-
trying to, I'm giving the, so then I think, so she takes up with the local drug dealer and she becomes druggy. Like, you know how druggies, well, maybe you don't. I live with a lot in Tallahassee. They become even more unreliable than normal. And at some point, she's now working somewhere else. He stops seeing her because he doesn't like people who do drugs. And I think that not seeing her lasted 5 or 6 months, and in that period of time, she got arrested for theft, and she had a warrant out for her arrest. Now this I've pieced together because this piece I didn't know. She then called Epstein to have help avoiding the warrant for her arrest, and he sent her to Thailand to get a massage therapy license. This is the bit that I guess. This is the bit that I extrapolated. In the period of time from when she came back to when she left, he asked her to replace herself as his masseuse or whatever she was doing, and she brought the first replacement for her that would have been one of the accusers in my case, I think, would have been, and then everyone who came subsequent, simultaneously, if she wasn't the first, I don't know, every single person who came to his house came through, and her boyfriend Tony, and then whoever else underneath her. And that is how it started.
And then the kind of what I called famous friends, but the prominent individuals that were in his life in the 90s. Does any stick out in your mind as having received massages? All of them.
Henry Rizowski received a massage.
And why does that stick out in your memory?
Because I saw him in a bathrobe at 71st Street, and he had received a massage, he told me.
And do you know whether there was any, whether the masseuse was naked during that massage?
I wouldn't have any idea.
Do you know whether
I doubt it. He was like in his 80s.
Say it again?
I doubt it. He was like in his 80s.
Okay, so, but do you know, notwithstanding his age?
Minsky.
Say it again?
Minsky was another person.
Do you know whether, for example, President Clinton ever received a massage?
I don't believe he did.
And what makes you say you don't believe he did?
Well, because I don't, so that's a good question. The time that Epstein and President Clinton spent together, the only times I believe, well, obviously they traveled. There was that, they claim they went on the plane 26 times or whatever. That would be one journey. So they spent time on the plane together, and I don't believe there was ever a massage on the plane. So that would have been the only time that I think that President Clinton could have even received a massage, and he didn't, because I was there.
And you mentioned that early, in the very beginning of the conversation, you mentioned President Trump in the early 90s.
Yes.
What did you observe as far as President Trump and his relationship with you or Mr. Epstein?
Well, I just want to say for my relationship with President Trump, relationship's a big word, but I just want to say that I met him, or I believe I may have, because of my father in the 90s.
Yep. Okay.
So my father liked him very much, and he really liked his wife as well, because they were both Czechoslovakian. And as far as I'm concerned, President Trump was always very cordial and very kind to me, and I just want to say that I admire his extraordinary achievement in becoming the president now, and I like him, and I've always liked him. So that is the sum and substance of my entire relationship with him.
What about Mr. Epstein's relationship with him?
I don't know how they met, and I don't know how they became friends. I certainly saw them together, and I remember the few times I observed them together that they were friendly. I mean,
Was
they
that
seemed
in
friendly.
social settings, or was that in private settings?
I believe I only ever saw them in social settings. I don't recall any private settings.
Have you ever been to Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach?
I have.
And what time period are you thinking about when you say yes?
Well, I don't remember when the president purchased Mar-a-Lago, so from whenever it turned into a club, I went there, and I was Loved going there. It's
Did you go there alone or with Mr. Epstein?
Mostly alone.
Do you
Only
know
times
whether-
I went there was for an event, maybe once or twice.
And do you know whether Mr. Epstein ever went there?
I believe he did, but again, we really were. He didn't take me with him all the time, so he would go and. Oh right, he never. I never. Well, he did from time to time, but he would go alone. I think he would maybe go himself to the spa. I certainly did.
Did you ever observe President Trump receive a massage?
Never.
Did you ever observe? You said that I mean, have you seen there's photographs, public photographs of Mr. Epstein and President Trump together?
Yes.
And there's photographs of, I think you're in some of the photographs
Yes.
as well. Those all appear to be social settings.
Yes. That's my memory. There were social settings. I don't know Epstein's, if he had, whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define that with Epstein, I was never witness. I think they were friendly, like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends, or I certainly never witnessed the president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance. I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
When's the last time you think you saw in person President Trump?
It's been a long time. Probably not. Sometime in the beginning, mid 2000s maybe, and it would only have been a social setting, as far as I recall.
And did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in your world?
Absolutely never.
And,
in any context.
Do you know whether masseuses from Mar-a-Lago Spa ended up giving massages to private massages to Mr. Epstein? And I'm not asking for what you may have read, but from at the time, from your personal knowledge, do you know whether that's true?
I don't recall. Is it possible? Yes, but I don't remember that. So I don't recall that, but it's possible.
Do you have recollection of you ever recruiting a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago Spa to go give a private massage to Mr. Epstein?
I've never recruited a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago for that, as far as I remember. I can't ever recollect doing that.
So, there you have it. Despite all the evidence to the contrary, we have this criminal claiming the following. Robert Maxwell, her father, was not working for intelligence. Jeffrey Epstein was not a pedophile up until the early 2000s. Jeffrey Epstein did not have a honeypot blackmail operation going on. Jeffrey Epstein only served as a financial advisor for the likes of Lex Wexner and Leon Black. Neither Bill Clinton nor Donald Trump were ever involved in criminal or indecent behavior. And the most crazy claim of them all, Virginia Roberts was the one who initiated Jeffrey Epstein into pedophilia, as she was a junkie on the prowl for sugar daddies. Of course, now that Virginia is dead, she cannot defend herself from these crazy accusations, which in theory would put Maxwell in a lot of trouble due to her testimony being directly contradicted by one of the victims. Can you see now why killing Virginia was so important for the cult before this soap opera unfolded in the media? As more and more people worldwide join our side in demanding that these illegal migrants get deported, occurrences seem to be increasing in volume, sadly. A British girl was arrested in Scotland for defending her 12-year-old sister with machetes and axes from an Islamist invader who had been harassing and groping them. The incident occurred on the afternoon of Saturday, August 24, in Dundee. Police confirmed that around 7:40 p.m., they received a report of a young woman armed in the area. Officers attended, and a 14-year-old girl was charged in connection with the incident. She will be reported to the relevant authorities, an official spokesperson explained. The video has sparked a strong social reaction. Numerous people applauded the young woman's courage, while others criticized the lack of police or third-party intervention. The reaction of the girl is all but unwarranted, as just last week the Netherlands bled once again after the killing of a 17-year-old girl, an incident that has sparked grief, anger, and nationwide debate on safety and immigration. The teenager, identified as Lisa, was cycling home after leaving a house party near Amsterdam when she was fatally attacked. According to reports, she managed to call emergency services during the assault, but guess what? Help arrived too late. A 22-year-old fake asylum seeker, who was already under investigation for other sexual crimes, has been arrested in connection with the killing. We have failed Lisa and the rest by allowing this disgrace to swarm our streets and neighborhoods. But playtime is over.
Lisa left the center of Amsterdam around 3:30 a.m. after a night out with friends and was riding her bike home when she noticed that someone was following her. The 17-year-old called the national emergency number. The police located the teenager using her phone, but it was too late. When the team arrived at the scene at 4:15 a.m., Lisa's dead body was found in a ditch on the side of the road. The teenager was brutally murdered. The perpetrator is a 22-year-old man. The authorities and media have not disclosed his ethnicity, but it is known that he was detained by the police at a refugee center where he was living illegally. He is suspected of 2 other violent sex crimes. Meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, protests are sweeping through many cities, including London, Liverpool, and Newcastle, against the state-funded hotel accommodation of tens of thousands of asylum seekers. Regular protests have also been held outside the Bell Hotel in Epping, Essex, after an asylum seeker staying there was accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. The government in London is legally obliged to accommodate asylum seekers in hotels, which in recent years has generated increasing costs and met with increasingly strong criticism. According to Home Office data published on Thursday, the number of asylum seekers accommodated in hotels stood at just over 32,000 at the end of June. This figure is up 8% from around 29,500 a year earlier. This is a discussion about costs, but also about internal security.